What's going on, guys? HitPaw is back for the next part of this series, and in this part, this part might be a little boring. I hate to say it, but I gotta go in and do a little bit of cleanup on some other stuff. Now, here's what I'm working towards, however. File. Let's get the level open. I'm sorry, I should have had this open. But the idea is I want to start scoring myself off the ants. I'm already scoring off the spiders. It's actually very simple how I do it. It's super simple. I call this add XP value. XP value is just one of my variables over here, set, and I give you 10 XP for killing a spider. Okay, and this is in the player controller, so add XP is simple. Just it has its own XP amount over here as well, and it also has XP to level. Okay, so it just adds the incoming XP to it, right? XP amount, XP amount. I had this here because I was doing something after, but I got rid of it, so I was too lazy. Then we come here, we set that. If we are greater than or equal to the XP to level, that means we've leveled, right? So otherwise, I didn't do anything. So then we do these two things. We increase the level variable, which is an integer. We set the XP amount to the leftovers, which should be XP amount minus the XP to level. Because let's say I needed 1,000 XP to level, and I just got 1,100, right? So 11, I should still have 100 left over after the leveling. So 1,100 minus 1,000, right? I need a better formula here, because what happens is this is how I get a new XP to level. So like if level 1 takes 70, which it does right here, to get to that level, then when you do level, the next level will take 140, and then 70 plus that, and 70 plus that, and it's just going to be a multiple of 70. This is a shit formula. Do not use it. It's retarded. It needs to scale up better than this. I just haven't thought of one yet. I know there's a lot of them out there that you can come up with. But yeah, I don't like. I want it to be fairly easy in the beginning. I want it to be scale up nicely. So it should take a long time to do it, to get to the last level, you know. But it shouldn't take like 100 years or something stupid, you know. It should take like 100 hours or something, whatever like that, you know. So whatever that formula ends up working out to be, I feel kind of needs to be based on how much stuff can be done in a map, you know. So I'm holding off on that because I never know until the end, and that'll need to be play tested and everything. It only took me 5 minutes to get to level 50, dude. Oh, okay, well, let me fix that. Okay, so, but here's the thing. What I'm doing is I'm saving the game every time I kill an enemy. Now, this is probably not a good idea, but up until now, I hadn't really been killing that many enemies, or that often. So, the save game does quite a bit of stuff. It goes in and it just saves how much XP and your level and your points and all that stuff, and that way if you get disconnected right after you killed something, you don't actually lose those points. And if I do an inventory, I'm a believer that the game saves when you change the inventory, meaning if you rearrange it, that's fine. They shouldn't change it. If you add or subtract anything, the game should save right then and there, and that avoids everybody coming in and saying, hey, let me drop my weapon, and then disconnect from the internet really quick before the game has a chance to save, and then when I come back in, I still have my fucking old one, and you still have your new one, and now there is no more reason to play the goddamn game, a la fucking Borderlands. Once you beat the game the first time through, and then you realize that people can just walk in and drop all this crazy weaponry, the game was just over. It was no fun at all ever again. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. Because I have the ability to do things like this, where I can... Dude, are you after me? No. I can kill a bunch of them at the same time. What can happen if I start scoring off of these ants and killing them in the hundreds, I may or may not flood that save thing. Now I'm getting some errors. We can ignore this. We can ignore this. I broke this a long time ago. Don't worry about it. It's the music manager. I don't know what I broke, but I don't care. Okay, so what I was thinking was doing kind of a mass data gather, as opposed to saving the goddamn game every time I tell it. Because if I throw a grenade that kills 30 ants, they're all gonna fire this one right after the other. And it's stupid for me to hit save every time, when in reality I should get all of that information and then save it. So the idea that I have is doing something like this, where, sorry, my function name, where I run save game, okay, instead of that, I'll run save game, and then I need to promote this if I ever want to shut it off again. This will be save game timer, and then what I do is I clear timer by handle with the save game timer every time this fires. Now what will happen is if I set this time to something like, go ahead and gather data for like 2 seconds before you save this. So if it spams in data, I don't go looping here. If it spams in data, it'll reset this, but then it'll restart it again. So we reset the 2-second timer for when we're actually going to save the game. Okay, remember, not looping. In the meantime, all of this data should still be incrementing because it's on a sequence. So, in theories, that sucked. That came out all wrong. In theoretical theory, I should be able to spam a ton of it and not get a hitch. So I'm gonna get rid of the spiders. I'm gonna spawn like 200 ants, and because I want to kill a lot of them here. And then what I want to do is here, like that. I want to see how often that gets spammed to me. So I'll kill like one of them. Should be in like 2 seconds or 3 seconds saving. Oh wait, no, hang on. Stoop. The ant character doesn't actually do the XP yet. So controller. I'm getting the controller. Well, that's fucking handy. You can do math to figure out the XP value, like if you wanted to level up your AI as well, like your enemies. Like, hey, this area they're level 10, so XP value's 10 times that. Whatever it is, whatever I come up with. Which at this point will be 5 for an ant. And that should work because that should be what instigates the damage. Should be me. Because I'm assuming that my grenade does that, but I'm not sure. The grenade might not do it. Okay, so in 2 or 3 seconds, there we go, saving game. Okay, so hang on, let me kill more than one. Did I get 2 saving games? I don't know if I was able to kill 2 of them in time. Hang on. Alright, let me get two together. I don't want to do the grenade yet. I gotta get rid of the herp-a-derp, and that I can't get home. Let me do that real quick. Okay, so yeah, I cleared that. Let me I'll just start grenading them here, and we'll see what we get. See how often we save. Okay, that was pretty good. And look how much XP I got. One ant doesn't give me that much XP, by the way. One ant gives me like a sliver. And it said saving game. Alright. Let me try. Uh-oh. That was 2 save games. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much entirely separate. Why did that fire right away? Oh. Wait. Hang on. I did this in the wrong spot. Or maybe this is a good spot. But I don't do this. But there was a reason I split it right here. This would be like the precursor part. This is the check. Then we do this. We don't need to save if we didn't level. Oh, I was only saving it when I leveled. Not... Oh, okay. Yeah, I was only saving it when I actually leveled. So I wasn't that bad. But that would mean that I would lose XP if I disconnect before I level. So this is actually still safer, and it's safe to do here. I just didn't want to call it over here anymore. Now I gain XP. Now I save my XP, right? As opposed to just saving my when I level. Now obviously it would save and load when you do a clean exit and rejoin, right? But when you actually, you know, get kicked off the net or ban, I don't think ban does it, but if your internet drops or your computer, your power goes out, it's something instantaneous, doesn't give it a chance. This will have saved the last XP that you got. So let's make sure that I can spam out a bunch of kills and not end up with an overspam of save games, which I think is actually working. So let's let a few of them get up and going, and then we'll do something like this. I missed a whole shit ton of them, but I only saw one save game. Maybe if I'm right here. Yeah, just one save game. And I'm level 4 already. By the way, if you're wondering why it's not saving, it doesn't save in Pi. So yeah, that works out pretty good, I think. And now I can gain XP from these guys. And I won't overflow the system or anything if I start getting a bunch of kills at one time. Okay, I get all the XP for it, like you saw there. The XP bar going up, but just a one-time save, right? It's a beautiful thing. And fairly quickly. I mean, you'd have to... I don't think anybody would really expect anything quicker than that to get saved, you know? Like, oh, I just had a grenade go off the last split second right before I got disconnected, and I'm so upset that the game didn't save that. No game would save that, ever. This actually saves it more, is being more generous about saving your progress than a lot of them. It's fun, too. I'm going to admit it. Yeah, that is a lot of fun. You guys are not doing well at this cheese gathering thing, but then again, there's a dick running around. Suppose what I'm doing would be fairly disruptive. In reality, I would be so meat. And I'm kind of thinking of doing that, by the way. I'm not sure. What about, I mean, how bad would this get if I shot one ant and they all came after me right now? Uh-oh. Oh, he got turned around. Ooh, there's another bug. I gotta get rid of that. He should not turn around if he's chasing me. I kind of think he should not turn around if he's returning food, too. And he should not turn around if he's meleeing me. I think he should only do that when he's wandering and going to get food. Doesn't that just make way better sense? And these can straight up override that. So this can cause problems though, because now I don't have any bump correction between guys that are returning food, but it did kind of seem like the majority of the time I was getting problems between guys that weren't, and if there was a guy with food involved, only twice have I seen that be the main problem. You know, two guys with cheese can't. Because here's the thing. Riddle me this, fucking hotshot. How the hell do you figure this out? Two identical, almost instances of each other collide into each other. Both react. How do you get one to react and not the other? They're the same thing. Two AI. They have the same everything. I hit you. Well, guess what? When I hit you, you hit me, right? So in my head, what happened is pretty much identical to what happened in your head. So which one of us is going to win this bet? You know? And do we just randomize which one of them? We throw them in a list. You know, we take, so instead of, on the bump correct, instead of saying, okay, well, if you bump something, just turn around, that makes them both turn around. What if I say, okay, you bump something, let's go ahead and collect who got bumped here, however many people got bumped. And within a couple of seconds, maybe we can get an average of the position of all of those assholes and have you walk away from that point. That might be an interesting method of doing it. You get like actual crowd avoidance. Hey, if there's a big blob of guys over there, I'm gonna stay away from it. But I don't like I said, I don't want this to be simple. I don't want to go too crazy. So I think that's out. I'm gonna say that's out. But it's a kind of a silly option. But the other idea is just say, okay, a bump between two guys. So I'm gonna throw that to another. I'm gonna throw that to a judge or something, right? Here, you go tell me which one of us is in the right here, and he's just gonna be like, okay, well, he was, and then the next time you'd be like, you were. And it's just random, right? There's nothing to it. Just pick one and tell him to go. But the thing is each of them cannot say, okay, we got to turn around. Somebody else has to say that, because they cannot be involved in that decision. If they are, they're both going to make the same fucking decision. You know, that's the problem. I can't have one say, oh, well, I'll go, but the one I bumped into doesn't go, because the other one's going to say that too. You know, well, I was told that I'm not going to go. But how do you know which one fucking went, first? They both happened at the exact same time. It's funny to me, like how I can never really wrap my head around how to control two guys bumping into each other that are the same character. If an ant hits a spider, that's super easy. I can tell you which one has precedence, but I can't really tell which one. Maybe go by the ID. Hey, you got a higher controller number. You go. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's what I think has to happen. I have to make one of them do the correction. Now the spiders have a very different bump correction, and I might as well show it because it may or may not be handy. Stuck check, determine attack, behavior tree. I have a stuck check, determine attack, scatter. Move to check distance. Yeah, they do this stuck check, which I don't like. It's kind of heavy. It just counts up. They try to go to a new spot basically, but it counts to 5. It says, okay, you get 5 tries at this thing, dude. If you fail, we're out. You're dead. Fuck you. Right? You're a problem. Go. So that's my answer. There's no gray areas in this land of Hipposia here. You fuck up, you're dead. Get out. You're done. Never gonna see you again. That's my fucking my modem operandi. Makes that fucking noise. All right, so hang on. I don't need that tick, by the way. Yeah, I can't find where I'm doing it on the spider. Should I look for it? Okay, well, I have actually been away for a second here, but when I come back, I want to fix the main thing I want to fix is their correction of each other. There's 2 things I want to do. One, I don't want them to turn around 180 from each other anymore. I now want them to go opposite of each other, just directly away from each other, not opposite of whichever way they were going. Because if they bump into each other side by side, really, I mean, in reality, to be honest with you, if they're kind of going just side by side, but they're just inching closer and closer and closer until they touch, at that point, if they go, they'll turn 90 degrees from each other when they touch, the way I'm going to do it now. Also, if they bump into each other head on, they'll both go directly behind each other. It'll work out exactly the same, but if they do kind of a 45 thing, they won't go all the way back. I have already told the ant not to do the bump correction anymore when you're chasing an enemy, attacking, or returning food by simply moving this to the right of those things. That's how you do it. If you want those things to be corrected as well, just move this to that side and it'll correct everything. Even when he's like sat idle or something, he'll walk away if he gets hit by another ant. So for now, I like it like this, and that does work. You have to make sure you save the behavior tree, but you'll see that any ant that picks up a piece of cheese, he's no longer going to flip a bitch before he gets home. He's going straight home, and he won't change it. Here we go. This boy's got some, and you can see he'll bump into, hopefully he bumps into at least one more, but he already bumped into one. I saw it. So let's see who else got some cheese. You got some cheese. Nope, that wasn't far enough. Here we go with the bump. Boom, and notice he's not trying to turn around. He is, but he's pinned. See, now he's gonna do it, but he got pinned. So these guys will never give up. Now if they face off against each other, then we have a problem, right? So I kind of need to address that. So the other thing that I want to do is I want to take the decision of which, I only want one of them to correct his direction, because that is technically enough to get them to not be stuck, right? The whole point is so that they don't get stuck in big giant globs. So what I want to have happen is one of them will make the move, the other one will not. Now I cannot leave that decision up to them because they are both making the exact same decision, and they'll factor it the same. Now we could do 50-50, and I could tell one of them to wait, but which one to wait? I mean, randomly. So the idea that I have is, let's just go tell mom, right? Let's do it here. So when we get a collision from the ant character, which was right here, bump correction, what we're going to do, okay, so we already have this, right? However, now what's going to happen is basically we need to send, shit, I'm trying to think. Both of them need to send that they've been hit to the mom, and that's all they're going to do. When the mom receives that, she's going to have them make the decision. Now here's the problem that I'm worried about, is that this event that's going to happen, if you can imagine like a ping pong ball getting thrown into a room full of mouse traps, right? That's how many we're going to be dealing with at a time. So I'm not sure that this is a good idea. Maybe it should happen between the two. Because the thing is, I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Bump correction on capsule hit. Let me see if I'm correct here. As far as I'm concerned, whenever two ants collide, I should get two hellos, right? Well, I got 200. Dang it. Alright, so I selected one, I did Control Shift A, and then I held Control and clicked on one of them to get only one left. So I don't know if this is really going to force them to collide. It's kind of not. So let's just see what we get. They both should go for it. One of them will get it, and I think the other one might turn around right away, and they're never going to touch each other ever again. So this might not be a good idea. Although, how about if I set the spawn radius to like, you know, really low? It should fail a bunch, but they should at least spawn in the same. I think he just stomped the other one underground. And also collisions. Hang on. The collisions are happening like at spam rate, because when something's touching, it's kind of spamming. So actually, what I want to do is inject this guy in here. Remember, I'm not using this yet, so I'll just make it look better, I guess. Hopefully one of them doesn't stamp the other one out. He did. Yeah, see, they can stomp each other underground. I don't like that at all. Nope, he did it again. He Mario'd him right underneath. Okay, let's do this. Hopefully this works. I don't know if he turns to the right and he turns. There we go. Okay, so yeah, see, I got two hellos, one for each of them. So like I said, I can't have one of them make a decision, unless I give them. The only way to do something like that would be to say make the decision on a random timer, and whoever makes it first tells the other one it's been made. That would work, but that's the only way to do it. Because if you say, okay, just both of you make the decision right now, they're going to make the decision every time. I mean, and if you told them randomly, and then you never know which one of them is going to make it first. So you can't say, hey, no, wait for the answer, because you haven't given your fucking answer. There's no one. There isn't no one coming to you either. You know, that's the way. That's why I get a little fruity on that. I know. I think I'm confusing it more than anything, but I feel like that happens when I get two identical guys that want to slam into each other, and I just need to make a 50-50 choice under which one has something happen, and have the other one react to it. Because if I guess you could say, hey, have you reacted? And if he says no, I haven't, I'm not valid, then you say, okay, well then I'm going to react, and then when he says that, it should be valid. But I kind of like let's try. I want to try the delay in reaction method, because I think that's the simplest. And by that I mean, when you bump, spider bump correction, so you can see here I send them to the right. But on mine, I'm going to do something different. But hang on, so right here, if the other actor was a successful cast, I can't say, hey, tell him I hit you, because he's going to do the same thing to me. Again, that's that problem. Now, what I think is a minor delay, because each one of the ants at this moment should have... But see, if he keeps getting hit, I'm real worried about this. I gotta think about it. I have kind of a real cheesy idea. Almost like a James Bond villain idea. I'm gonna send a saw blade across really slow and give you time to flip a quarter into it. I am going to do this. Path. Let's say right of way. Right of way. No, that's a stupid ass name. Weight. Right? Whoever weighs more doesn't move. I gave it a float. Oops. Need a setter. And then random float in range. Right? So, in my opinion, the odds that two ants having the same value here is astronomical. Right? That's like 1 in however many decimal points it actually factors. So, I should have now an official, one's definitely going to be higher than the other kind of thing. Now, what if one of them is, well, it could also make me a possible, put them into class hierarchies on their own. I don't know, maybe this will work. Maybe they'll just sort themselves out, the strongest, you know, be kind of interesting. So now we can use this information, I think, because the other actors got it too. Get weight. So if his weight is less than my weight, it gives me one reaction. The question is whether or not I want to fit that into here, inside of this area here. If I want that within the do once. I think I do want it in there. But at the same time, yeah, because it'll run this check even when, every time. This I can't get out of. Am I playing or something? What am I hitting? That's not, okay, there we go. I was holding the spacebar with my thumb. Not holding it, but resting on it. Okay, so. Well, no. One of us has to make the decision to do it. It has to go first. One of us has to do the decision. If we lock it out, then he won't react anymore. So only if his weight, right, other all the way through, and here's my own. So if his is less than mine, then go. Now, this will not, if it's true for me, it's guaranteed not to be true for him. That's how math works. I think that's going to work. So, and it's on the character. Why do I keep opening the spider? There we go. I see the word character. Yeah, it's on the character, so we should be good. Let's give it a test. One of you turned around. The other one said, blow me. Why aren't you going for the cheese? You. There you are. Was he doing his correction? Now where are you going? I just wandered on. Well, they're never going to hit each other again. So, they're still bouncing a little bit. Come on, make the choice at the same time. They should, yeah, see, they should make the choices around roughly the same time. I think I'll still get hello. I can't remember. No, I killed that, didn't I? Shit. But only one of them should turn around. And actually, only him, because he had the cheese. He's never going to turn around if he's got the cheese. So let me think. How can I get these two guys to bump into each other? Like that, right? That is a retard of solution as anything. Oh, did that block nav mesh entirely? Yep. Let's move it out. There we go. P for that. Okay, yeah, one of them turned around and the other one didn't. So let's try that again. I don't know if they're going to hit each other. I don't know if they're going to hit each other there either. Come on, dickweeds. You kind of knocked the other one down. And bump? Wow, that's close. How'd that happen? I actually don't like that happened. Alright, here we go. This is a definite race. So, there we go. And he turned around. So last time it was the one on the left. Now, again, I don't really like him turning around, right? So let's fix that. Now, the unfortunate thing is that if I'm going to do this, I need to get the other actor that I hit into here, my information. So I may need an entry here for the bumped actor, which I can send. Bumped gets set, then I can immediately figure out who the bumped actor is. It's just a one time. So receive, execute, not tick. It's the best I can do for trimming it down. I don't know really how else to do it, you know? I mean, you guys got to understand by now that I'm just an idiot that's trying to just plug everything in the way it looks like it should plug in, right? I mean, isn't that what you guys do too? I mean, I'm not calling you guys idiots, but isn't that what most of us do to figure it out? Oh, let's see if it plugs in here. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that have it all perfectly mapped out and everything, but not me. Oh, and this is how I'm getting that return on. It says I can't get home because I'm and then blocked, off path, aborted, or skipped. And a lot, sometimes it'll be blocked, but a lot of times it's skipped was happening when I let them get turned around. So I learned something from that. Basically, if you're in a task, hey, I'm going to get food, and then I get bump corrected, this path result right here will be skipped. And now I know that. I can guarantee it. I can pop this out. I can pop this out 500 times from a bunch of ants, but and the other ones maybe a couple of times, but the skipped will happen all over the place if they're bumping into each other, and this bumped is set is aborting this. Okay, it just skipped it counts it as it skipped it, right? So there you go. Finally a case for that. So that's actually good information. I swear to God, by the way, all of these right here, all of these, in before 4.10, I think 4.8 or something, or maybe even earlier than that, in my old rat stuff, I was having the hardest time in the universe getting them to figure out how to correct themselves when something broke, and because none of these would fire. It was always success, even when they got skipped, even when it got stuck. It was still firing success over and over and over again. And I was getting upset about it a little bit. But I think it was just a bug, right? But that when it was doing that, I didn't know how to fix anything, and I couldn't move forward. But in this case, we can, I'm not actually doing anything with it yet. Because to be honest, by finishing out with the fail, puts him into another state, so he kind of just goes and does something else anyway. So that's the beauty of the whole thing, right? The behavior tree. So I really don't have to tell him what every case is. I just have to say, hey, you failed this case, and then the other cases will take care of themselves. Okay, I thought long and hard, and I can't think of anything else, so I'm just going to do it. When you tell the AI controller that you're bumped, other actor will be actor, I believe. That should work, and then we'll just dupe that if it works. I hit the button. Control W, Control W. Okay, I'll move around. Control W. What the f? Alright. And this will be other bumped, I guess. Okay, sure. Let's copy that so we don't. And that was just not a bool anymore, by the way. Delete. Move the camera, then delete. What the fuck is going on? Did anybody ever seen that? Am I the only one that's seeing this? Set value as object, because I can't do actor. Weak. And yoink. I only need it to be an actor. I don't really care for it being an ant, I don't think. I just need to get loc off of it, basically. So we'll set that. Let's go here and add that here. So we'll add a new key. That will be object, and we'll paste and hit enter. And then we come back to the behavior tree and bump correction. Bumped is set. So get value as actor. We'll promote that. That will be other bumped key. Okay, this shouldn't go off if this isn't valid, but let's do it as valid check anyway. Oh, I did something wrong. Hang on. You guys, yeah, I can't do it. I was gonna delete it and say it is Vlad check and then go blah, but you know what? That's just being a dick, wasting everyone's time. All right, so here's what we want to do now. If we're valid there, we essentially let's just move this down for a sec. We want to get this guy's location, and we can do that from right here. And then we want to find the look at rotation between me and him, and then essentially inject that there. So we find the look at rotation between me and him, then we get the forward vector, and then we go. Now, if we swap this, we don't have to do this anymore. So we actually check the look at vector from him at start, okay, to me. So that will tell me the opposite of what the direction I'm looking, right? If I'm looking at him. Makes sense to me. Oh, and then we have to clear blackboard value. When we get there, the other bumped key. This doesn't make sense. Straight up, that doesn't make sense. So I should probably not even bother with it, but because we can't even, we shouldn't even be in here. Now I could also, if I want, add a decorator here for other bumped being set as well, so it doesn't come in here. Then I definitely don't need that is valid check because it should be there. However, what if the actor got destroyed and killed right as I came in here? So it's still an okay thing to do. And really, I don't think I need that. But I also don't think it's going to do anything. And by observer aborting none means that when it does, say a other bump got set, but bumped itself didn't get set, it won't abort anything. Everything will just keep running. But it won't be allowed to come into here, okay, until this is both of these are met, okay, bumped and other bumped. But this alone will abort the other stuff, I think. That's the question. If this is true and this is false, this doesn't abort anything. This does. Do we abort even though we don't have all conditions met? I actually think we do not. Because the way it's working seems that way, in my opinion. Let's test. You dipshits. Okay, you guys fucking messed everything up. You guys are doing it again. There we go. Nope, nope, you're going the wrong way. There you go. Nope, nope, you're not gonna do it. What the piss? I am picking randomly from the points, so it does have the option of well, I'm actually just checking the direction of the bump right now, right? So it's okay that one of them bumps into the one with the cheese. In this case, when he bumps back into him, this guy back here should turn around. No. He didn't. Why not? Okay, maybe other bumps. I could get rid of this. It'll probably work. But the problem is that means that wait, did I even see that come up? Is it even running? No. Let's see whether or not we get in here. I know people do breakpoints and all that stuff. I like doing this. I like setting what it says so I can just look for it in the corner here. I don't know. Maybe I'm lazy, or maybe I don't know. I'm lazy. I'm correcting. Usually, a lot of times, if I want to stay real PC, or if this is gonna go to like a boss or something, I won't do this kind of stuff. You know, I'll say, you know, bump correct function fired or something like that. You know, I do things that are, you know, I never do something stupid like a dumbass like herp a derp or what the f, you know, something like that. I don't do that kind of stuff, right? And hopefully you guys don't either. If you're like at an office, right? This is me at home, you know, doing my own projects, playing around, kind of. So just keep in mind, you know, if you guys see me writing silly shit in the print screens, I'm just writing anything so I can recognize it. You can also change the color of it too. But let's see. I just want to see if bump correcting even gets fired, because he might not even be getting in here. In fact, I might not be doing the AI controller properly. Other bumped. That is the name of it, right? Other bumped. Bumped is said, other bumped. is set. I'll look in here the next time I execute if it doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, so they're slamming into each other pretty much left and right, and I didn't get any message at all, right? Wouldn't that have counted as a bump when he's bouncing on him? Yeah. Okay, hang on. Well, let's see. Let's get him. Wander. Other bumped is none. Bumped is false. Oh, I know. I know what's happening. When he hits one with the cheese, we're still 50-50ing who's going to turn around. So it's probably picking the guy with the cheese, and which means he's going to get the information that he bumped like he was before, but he's not going to do it. So this is possibly our first case. Oh, no, because if I cause... I'm checking has food, right? So we set has food, but where do we read has food? Let's find the references here. Where do we get that? So we set it. We set it. We set it. We set it there. And set has food there. Okay, that's the other... That's from the anim blueprint. That's fine. Set has food. Off when we drop food on death. However, when we return the food on success, I don't think we ever tell the ant he doesn't have food when he puts it back home. That's kind of the thing I'm looking for here, so let me look real quick. Okay. It goes to this point for the drop food animation. So we tell the anim blueprint that we don't have food, but we don't ever actually tell ourselves that we don't have food, and that was actually an issue. Because once this ant picked up the food, he like kinged himself. You know what I'm saying? He officially has food from now on, which means, unless he dies, right? Which at that point, who cares? But at this point, he's never going to bump correct. Because on the bump correction, don't I check if you have food? Or do I say has food is off or something? Well, essentially, it'll read that he has... Well, no, I turned the blackboard off. He wouldn't have kinged himself. But still, I didn't have any other way to read this, because I did turn this off. Well, no, that's different. That doesn't do anything but the animation. See, holding food. That just sets him into the state, so he puts his head up or down. He goes into that blend or not, right? We figured that out a long time ago, and it works good. So, moving on. You know what? If you're not gonna do it, if you have it, well, how the hell am I doing it so that if he has... okay, has food here. So I was clearing this, which sent him home. That's all I did. I didn't put him into any kind of, hey, you can't bump if you have food, did I? Other bump key and other bump key. Yeah, I mean, it won't do it anyway if he has the food on this end. But on the other end, he'll still bump around if he has the food. And there's really no need for that. If he's not going to correct because he's... then I don't even need to do this. If I myself have food, false. I don't want to do it. And then, how is that going to work with two of them? One of them has food and the other one doesn't. The one that has food doesn't do shit. This one... Okay, here's the problem. We still do the weight check. We can't do that now. Which may mean... Hang on. Okay, I don't have food. But what if he does? So I could check if he has food, right? So if he has food, then I literally want to bypass this entire check. Wait, hang on, that's a cast fail? It's not right. Okay, let's see this. Okay, so if he has food, then I win, right? Now if I have food, I don't factor it. So if both of them have food, neither of them are going to turn around. Now I can put a case on that now too. If they both have food, now I can weight them against each other. So this is going to work out really well. But I got to make sure that I don't go fucking crazy on the code, you know, and just shoot down any rabbit holes, covering all cases here. So I got to try to be kind of smart. So bear with me if I go a little slow. A lot of people complain that I go too fast anyway. So I'm trying to think about this one here. I want to make sure it's correct. Okay. Okay, I don't have food. He doesn't have food. We're going to the weighting for sure. Right? At this point, that's originally what it was. If we're firing down the thing. Okay. Now I have food. See, this is unfortunate. Granted, only one of them will run, so it's not horrible. I gotta kind of go take them down into... I gotta cast either way. But the thing is, I don't want to cast first. Because I really do want to stop this right here. Well, no, either direction, no matter what direction, right? It doesn't matter. So there's no point. There's no point. There's no point in doing that after that shit. Let's just dump that, and then we'll go into here. Okay. Now, if the cast fails, we don't do anything. Again, this is where we tell ourselves to go. So this is where we got to make the decision. Okay, so let me get rid of that. All right. I myself, if we've hit another ant, right? If not, we don't care. Do I have food? If I do, I need to check if he has food. Okay, but I'm going to need 2 of these because it's different. Okay. So, I have food. He has food. Right? Sometimes this helps. Right? Okay. And then we go over here and we say we both have food. Then we need to go to the weighting situation. Okay? And then only true. Now if I have food, if I don't have food, I still need to see if he does. Okay? Because if he doesn't, I go to the weighting situation. We both don't have food, but if he does, I actually win. I don't have food and he does. I'm the one turning around. Guaranteed. Right? I think that's it. Now, hang on. We've got one more case here. I have food and he does not. In that case, I shouldn't do shit. I win. Right? I have food, he does not. I win. True. False. Going nowhere, buddy. And when all that goes through, we come here. And again, this is how we can determine the weighting. If I'm don't win the weight war, right? We get his weight. As long as his weight's less than mine, I go through. The logic's clean. Oh shit. Logic's clean, but the typos aren't. The node typos. Get it? Typos. So I should get some action now. Well, I got a lot of bumping and I ain't got no goddamn action. These two assholes. I don't know if he turned around or if he gave up on the food. I can't tell. It didn't seem to go very well at all. They were if they're bouncing on top of each other's heads, that should be counted. That should be, unless the one on top actually was the random one. Well, no, because unless he was the one that had the highest weight. If the one on top has the higher weight, what can I do? The other one on the bottom's never going to try to take a move out of it, and the one on top can't take a move because he's bouncing up and down on the can't step up on factor. So let's maybe try to fix that. Right, character can step up on. Yes. Compile. Save. Now he'll sit on his head. Or now they'll never spawn anywhere near each other. Swear. Okay, I don't think they bump corrected there. Okay, we're checking if he goes in there. Right, this guy in the middle. He's going for the food. Okay. Other bumped is not getting set. Oh shit. Shut up. Wait, no, I did that. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, God. I'm an idiot. Everybody do a collective shut up. don't remind me. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, of course it wouldn't work. Granted, I did actually find a couple of things that I needed to make better. So, I mean, I don't know. All is lost. I told you guys I suck at this. Should listen to me. I'm just kidding. You should listen to me for everything I ever say. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Collide, collide. Bump it. Bump it. Nope. Bumped is true, but other bumped still is not set. Shit. Okay, I gotta look. Here's something kind of funny. Oopsie. God damn it. I found it. Oop. And he should stop correcting any second now. How far did he go? Uh-oh. Is he going all the way around the nav mesh? I think he's constantly moving away from the other one. I don't get what happened there. He did like a double stop. Are they actually going to collide again? That'd be amazingly... I might actually get it again. The odds of this. Nope. 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 Not when they go the same speed. Alright, so let's see. That's kind of working, not really. Let's just get rid of that. The bump correction didn't seem to want to kick out. Let's put this back up. Other bumped key. I thought I did fix that. I did. Maybe he failed to get there? Possibly? I really don't want to do that whole stupid print thing here anymore. I mean, you can pretty much just, I think, do this. But the question is when it fails, do I want to do this? Maybe only on blocked or something. I don't know. This is probably where the answer is, somewhere right in here, figuring something out here. Because he went really far. Okay, we're actually going to make a random float in range between something like really small, like 35, and something not like 100. Like, I don't want him to go too far, right? So let's just say like 150 at the most. And let's also I could, if I wanted to, put a timer that starts, and if he doesn't get to one of these within 3 seconds, I fail him out anyway. You know, just start a timer at 3 seconds and just go. In 3 seconds you're out. That's all you're going to correct for, no matter how far you chose. Which is just kind of the same thing as just saying how far you chose. But the thing is what if it's taking him forever, right? And he's not making it there because he's stuck again on something stupid. Kicking him out right away if he doesn't do it within 3 seconds is actually kind of a feasible idea. They should hit each other. They did, but I didn't get anything. I literally didn't get any reaction at all. Damn it. I want to check it. Okay, here's something interesting. They've just collided about 3 frames ago, And I've noticed that while bumped is true and other bumped is true, I have this guy selected who is number 11. You can always look here to find the controller number that's below the one you have. Now this only happens when you tell your AI controller to attach to the pawn. When you go self here, there's like an attach thingy. I forget somewhere. Controller transform right here, attached to pawn. You want that true so that it sticks with the pawn. Especially helpful in this situation when you're trying to figure out which controller you're talking about. Because when you're dealing with behavior trees like this, you're dealing with the controllers. Now I have on number 11 here, and I'm also watching the bump correct. And this one is also on number 11. Okay, so there's only two of them. There's 10 and 11. And essentially what's happening is, even though I'll frame skip a couple times, 3 times, notice I'm still in go get food. So I think simply this answers the question from earlier. I don't think that this is going to abort because one of them doesn't. So I guess theory testing time. So let's shies open. So we just take that and we'll abort lower priority. And then we'll see if they bump. It should. I freaking hope so at this point, because it's just a bunch of little tiny like oversights that I keep making. There he goes. He bumped. He bumped again. And now he can do something else. He already lost his food, I think. So it should work now with I'm just kidding. But 200 or so ought to give me a fairly rough estimate of what's going to happen here. They're all going to end up going for the same piece of cheese. So let me do this real quick. Down, I keep hitting Control Shift S. It's Control Shift A. All right. Just some more cheese so they can get around, you know, a little bit around more stuff. And we should just be able to dupe these guys around, and it should just collect them in the beginning. Let's get 1 or 2 of them coming from a fair distance. Alright, let's give it a test. See what we've done to our beautiful FPS. I mean, part of it is going to cause kind of a lot of like them turning around, you know? Maybe I want to run that delay a little bit longer from when they can redo it. I'm getting a little bit of a issue over here, but I think eventually somebody should go the other way. I think during yeah, we got an issue here. He should turn away. Okay, he did. So they get into clusters, but they are correcting it eventually. See, they do eventually try something. The thing is, I don't want to do any I don't really want to do too much more about it. But this isn't working very well. Maybe I need to set the minimum correction distance to be a little bit larger, because part of it is, let's take a look. I gotta hit F11 so I can hit stop here. Part of it is, you know, the acceptance radius and everything, right? They stop within that radius. So I actually upped this. I don't know if I did that off camera. I think I did. And I put this down to 150. So from 50 to 150, I'm actually going to say from 100 to 150, and I'm going to put the acceptance radius back up to 50, and we'll see if that helps. Also, I'm not sure, like I said, if I'm only, see, that's a really actually fairly short delay. So I'm thinking 1 second to maybe alleviate some of that. Alright, let's just take a little bit of a watch. I'm gonna end the video after this test no matter what the results are, but I'll just kinda hopefully examine it and see how it's feeling. If right now what I'm seeing is okay. Oh, there's an ant under the ground, and that is getting severely upsetting to me. He's here and he's just poking out of the ground now. So they're spawning on top of each other, which I don't like. So I gotta do something about the way they're spawning. I saw another one just come out of the ground over here. They're still doing this. But see, after a second, one of them should want to go the other way, and I don't know why. And then they want to, well, see, the problem, maybe the problem is that they want to go immediately home, and then they're just trying to go, they correct, but then they want to go right back to the same spot. I'm looking at this guy. He just corrected himself, and now he's going back into it. And I don't know if this one's ever going to uncluster, because that poor ant in the middle, I don't know if he's ever going to get out. And if he can't ever get out, they'll never get in. It might work itself out. It's really the only major jam right now. None of them, they're not going on anywhere else. There's a little bit of stick up here and here. Again, you know, keeping in mind that I'm just dropping them anywhere randomly and seeing how they figure it all out themselves, right? I'm not guiding anything here. I'm just trying to get them to have a generic ass behavior that will get them to stop doing this, and I don't think we're there yet. I'm going to be honest. The ones with the cheese are the ones that seem to be the problem. Granted, it has a lot to do with the fact that they're all trying to get to the same goddamn spot right now. This guy's spot, I have a feeling if I move him out of the way, or if he ever figures it out, that one of them will be able to maybe put their cheese down. I'm getting new ones spawning here too. It's like right, maybe I also, hang on.